Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Comfort and Chaos exclusive video. And this is more of a reactionary video of some chaos that's really going out in today's world. And as you can tell from my fancy little setup and my partner's setup, what? Who do you think we're talking about? Well, you probably already guessed it because you saw it in the thumbnail. So as you guys know, we're doing a reactionary video to the whole Dr. Disrespect chaos that he is going through right now. And just the world of the internet as a whole is just taking this and just going crazy with it. And as you guys know, I've done a previous video on this. You know, Dr. Disrespect, on a more personal side, and I'm just going to tell you guys, he was always a streamer that I always looked up to. You know, when I first went on my first deployment and I got into the gaming world, you know, and it was like my resilience, I followed Dr. Disrespect, you know, and we're talking like 10 years ago, you know, and he was somebody I always just kind of like was entertained with, just kind of kept me like more in tune and plugged into the community. And this is the whole gaming thing. And it's why I even started gaming myself and streaming as a whole, you know, and then it just kind of blew up into this. So, you know, it's more of a personal thing for me, but I definitely wanted to dive into this. And I got, of course, my co-host, Will. Will, what's up, man? I'm liking the shades, dude.
The doctor is in.
The doctor's in. Well, before we get started, Will, we already know we got to do our fancy little cheers to our soon-to-be sponsor. You know, fingers crossed. Oh, Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo
if you're
Trace.
listening, guys, we're still going strong with y'all. And look at that. I don't even have no ice today, Will.
It's about
Are you
fucking
proud?
time.
There's a bullet, though.
I'm so proud of you.
But, yeah, no ice. So, thank you. Thank you.
Straight adult mode.
Cheers.
I dig it. Dilly dilly.
Ooh, so good. Buffalo Trace just hits the lips. It just wants to keep you going. All right, so this will be a short one, team. We're not going to get all into it too crazy. We're just going to go in the military. We believe in just being clear, concise. That's it, to the point. All right? No fluff. There's not going to be no fluff here. All right, Will? I know. Be careful with Will, though. He'll turn into a CNN analyst over there and give me the full breakdown. But it's okay. We believe in balance. That's why we're here.
Life's about balance.
What was that?
Life's about balance, man.
Life is about balance.
The amount of water to Buffalo Trace that is currently in my system is very balanced.
Oh, man.
You got me wearing these fucking sunglasses.
Are you having trouble seeing right now?
No, man. Clear as day.
Clear as day. Hell yeah. Hey, guys, comment down below your thoughts on our attire. You know, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Definitely comment down below.
Are we talking full attire?
The full attire, or just if you think this is the look. I mean, yeah, the blazer and the Ranger panties, you know, that is the look. Comment too. Let us know. You know, if you want to see me in a blazer, say it, you know. You want us to keep the shades on the whole time? Hey, we'll do that too. We call him iPro though.
No,
that's what I know him as.
No,
iPro.
I'm not doing that.
You're not doing that? He's not doing that. He did that for so many years.
Just like when I was at group, I'm not doing that. No fucking way.
All right, guys. So, hey, I'm going to play a quick video here. This kind of gives you a quick little breakdown of catch you up on what's going on in case you don't know. This is off the Geeks and Gamers YouTube channel. So shout out to him. He kind of breaks it down in a very kind of really just gives you the bluff, you know, the bottom line up front. And then I want to show another video that we'll react to that's kind of more legal, when a lawyer actually breaks it down from the legal perspective. All right, so let's go ahead and go into this.
Dr. Disrespect continues to fascinate the internet, and now we have a brand new development, ladies and gentlemen. Currently, as it stands, Doc has updated his Twitter banner, and there are little bitty pieces of information in there, and the internet is going crazy over it right now. You have Keemstar saying, Dr. Disrespect new Twitter banner update. Sounds like he's going to leak more info on the Twitch ban. Zoom in. So originally,
so just to like break it down, so basically, and just to catch you up, Will, in case you didn't know, he basically went radio silent for like a month.
Yeah.
You know, he put out a big tweet, admitted to like basically what he did from his side. He's telling his side of the story. And then he basically went radio silent. And then up till recently, in the past week, he's just he just changed his picture on his Twitter. He changed his banner. And it's like a picture. The first picture was him playing chess. And it was just chess pieces. So obviously, I'm not going to lie, dude. I can't knock the guy. I like his style. You know, I like the style, the artistic approach, and just like that coding. Maybe it's just like the Intel guy in me just kind of like, ooh, what's the story here? You know?
What are you trying to say?
What are you trying to say? And then now recently, he did it last night. He changed his picture again, but this time he has like basically a fishing line, and then underneath it's holding on to his tweet, you know, as like a scroll. And it's just like, okay, what's going on? It's crazy the pictures he's posting. And every time he posts it, you know, now it's creating all kinds of like, what's going on? What's going on?
With Doc, if you go back, this was his original Twitter banner. Then when all the controversy started.
So that was his original Twitter banner right there. And then he changed
and all
it.
Of that, he updated it. And
he updated it to that. Basically, the ocean with his logo on a bopper.
This is what he originally had updated it to. And
isn't that called like a bopper?
A bobber?
Yeah, little bobber.
Did you say bopper? Say cool. Say whip. Say cool whip.
Cool whip. Cool whip. Sorry, man. It's the shades, dude. It's the shades in the Buffalo Trace.
And now
Onward.
We have the brand new update, which is this right here. And
So now he changed it to where it's a picture of his tweet in a scroll form underneath the water.
Zoom in on it. So if you look at it, as Keemstar says, zoom in on it. What is this? Well, obviously there's a fishing hook. It's fishing, and it is hooked the original tweet that he made. This tweet right here. This is the last.
So that was the original tweet, and that's what's basically copied on that scroll, you know.
Tweet that Dr. Disrespect made. This is the most damning piece of evidence against Dr. Disrespect, as I have said many times. No matter what. It doesn't matter what weirdos on Twitter or blue-haired landwells on social media or Twitch say. What he said in
blue-haired landwells.
Dude, that line is so good. The blue-haired landwells.
That's right, guys. Hey, it's okay to get outside and get some sunshine. You go smell the grass. You know, it's okay. Don't be a blue-haired land whale.
It's so good. That line was so good.
And this tweet is the most damning piece of evidence.
This guy's
and it's right here. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes leaned in too much in the direction of being inappropriate. That is the worst thing that he has said up to this point. Now,
that's literally all he put it out there. You know, he put it out there in a tweet, and literally he's not hiding anything, and he put it out there from his side of the story. You know, obviously, and then of course everybody took that and was like, okay, yeah, because I mean, you tell me, Will. I mean, let's just say you barely know this guy. You read that. What do you think about him already?
Yeah, it's not good, man. Here's my question, right? Because I haven't followed this as well, as close as you have. Were any of the messages ever posted? Or any of the receipts out there?
No. At least they haven't leaked any of the receipts yet. They say they have some, but they haven't leaked them.
Who's they?
So
obviously there's got to be something from his side.
So we're going to get into that in the next video now, because there is, like I said, like I was telling people, the internet just took this and went crazy, and
Yeah, I mean, it literally, right? Like he's shut down off of the largest streaming platform for gaming, right? Like this dude's livelihood.
Sponsors
are
off,
shut down. Everything.
His biggest sponsor, they cut him
He has
away.
been PNG'd from just about everything.
Exactly, PNG. That's exactly what it is.
Don't talk to kids that way. Like, let's start there.
Yeah, no, it's still
okay.
You just don't do that,
Right.
And so going forward, though, as far as now the legal side, you know, because in the end too, it's like, hey, you got to be proven guilty, you know.
Now, if he has details, then we would love to hear those details and hear his perspective on that. So again, you close up on it, and again, it's the tweet. That's all this is the tweet. And he is specifically, if you look at it, the most definitive thing you can read there is the Twitch ban. So that would lead the speculation as to he's going to talk about the Twitch ban. That would lead that speculation, and that was the most logical thing that.
So he's basically, you know, the takeaway is he's gonna come out with something, you know, and my thing is this guy is, I mean, he's got to be a lot smarter than people think, you know. I mean, you don't get to be that big and not have like lawyers and legal advisors. I mean, he's probably got it all, you know. I don't see how, like, the way I see it, Will, and I'm just going to be fully transparent here, is if he was guilty of something like that, why hasn't he been prosecuted? Why hasn't, like, all of this been, like, you get arrested for that, you know? Like, you get, like, nothing.
Sure. I mean, it really, right, like, this is where the receipts come into play, right? This is where those actual messages, right, are important, right? The internet sleuths out there are taking this to a
blue-haired land whales.
The blue-haired land whales are taking this to an extreme without any actual information. Obviously, it was enough for Twitch and the sponsors to dump him. Because Twitch dumped him first based off of leaked reports of, hey, there was something inappropriate going on.
This is what they're saying. But here's the thing. If they dumped him for that, and they dumped him years ago. This was like back in like 2020s when they dumped him. And everybody, he was one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. But everybody wondered all of a sudden what happened. Like nobody knew what happened, why he left Twitch. He was one of their biggest streamers. Yeah. He had the largest payout contract. You know, he was their big time dude. And then all of a sudden they just dropped him. He would never talk about it.
Yep.
There were a few streams he mentioned. He would just call them the purple snake, is what he would refer to him in his streams. The purple snake, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're snakes. But now some former employee of Twitch is the one who that's what started all this, came out and said, hey, I know the real reason why Dr. Disrespect got banned. Here's why. You know, and put it out like in a tweet, you know, and all this stuff. Yeah. And said that Twitch knew he was doing this. Yeah. You know,
but then he kind of admitted it.
If they did, though,
not just admitted it, but you know, he tried to downplay what happened.
Oh yeah,
but we still don't know what happened.
He re-edited it like 3 times before he posted it. Yeah,
sure.
So, but my question is Twitch they fully paid out his contract? So I'm thinking like, dude, if you get fired for, I don't know the details of how contracts. I just know that, hey, like let's say in the Army, you know, you sign for this contract, all of a sudden you get this big bonus, but then you get UCMJ'd and now you got to owe that money back.
Yeah.
You know, you broke the contract and they're not going to pay you.
Sure.
You know, you just get kicked out.
Potentially very different on a civilian contract, right? You're talking apples and bowling balls at that point. You know, I think probably the closest comparison would be to a major sports contract, because that's kind of in the pseudo realm, right? The e-gaming is at that kind of level of a major sports type of thing.
Quite frankly,
and he's a major, was at least a major talent. So I think it comes down to what were the clauses put inside that contract.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you talk guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know, did it say, hey, if you kill 3 people,
that's true,
then we don't have to pay out the rest of your contract? You know, how damning were those messages? And that's something that we don't know. That's the part that's kind of killing. I think this thing is it's creating so much speculation based off of a whole bunch of we don't knows.
Yeah, No, I totally agree, and and I'm thinking more from the legal side. Like I'm thinking, hey,
Sure.
there's definitely got to be the legal aspect here.
So that's
what we
that's
don't
where
know.
it might have sat, right? If he didn't break any, legal boundaries, did the contract state, hey, we owe you X number of dollars, so if we cancel your contract based off something, then that's on us, right? We owe you this money. If you do something illegal to the point where it causes a stir, then that's on you. When you look at a lot of sports type of contracts, that's generally kind of how they're put together. And I would assume it's kind of in the same vein. So did it cross that moral, ethical line and not the legal line?
True.
Enough, right? So, and did Twitch want to stir up all this shit, or did they get with the good doctor and say, hey, like, you're going to go away and we're not going to talk about this because it's bad for our business as well. Right? That's
and
the
it'd
other
be
side.
bad for you too.
And right. And were they protecting here? Right. Are they just as guilty?
Oh yeah. I think they are. I think they should be held.
And I don't want to say just as guilty, but right, there should be a level of accountability there, right? If they didn't come out and say and be transparent and go, hey, this guy is a sleazeball and this is what this dirtbag said to kids
on your platform,
on our platform, and we did something about it and we got rid of them. They didn't do that.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
So, but what's the message, right? Does it even get to that level? I don't know.
And here's the thing, though, too. Mind you,
that
this
dude
is
was
the same.
Nobody knows.
This is the same platform that you can literally go on and you'll see young girls.
Oh,
We're talking young girls. I don't even know how old they are. Honestly, I don't even know. But they're young girls, and they're in hot tubs, barely wearing anything, and doing crazy shit on their streams. And they have thousands of people in those streams. You cannot tell me that everybody in those streams is like over the age of 18.
Lord, baby Jesus, please be 18.
I mean, there's just so much. It's like, okay, dude, your platform, you're basically opening the door to this, though. Like, if you're gonna, this comes to that standards thing, like I told you, you can't have selective standards. It's just got to be, this is the standard. If this is the standard for your streaming platform.
When you're the king, everybody's coming.
Exactly.
When we hit kingdom, everybody's coming for us. Like, it's just gonna happen. They're gonna pull up all this old shit, and we will have grown up. You'll continue to be drinking whiskey without ice in it, and life will be good. And they're gonna come, and they're gonna be like, Vato used to drink bourbon with ice in it, and we should cancel him. And I'm gonna go,
Hey, I'll tell you what you won't see. You won't see somebody ducking out of a deployment.
Oh yeah, not on this one.
But that's another video. We won't get into that topic.
Yeah.
We won't get into that. To reference our last video, team.
Go see our last
what we're
video.
talking about. Scroll down to the other video below this one, and you'll get everything what we're talking about. All right, so onward. We're going to go into it. So this guy is Heavy Metal Lawyer. He's a brand new YouTube channel, guys. I recommend go check him out. He kind of breaks it down from a legal perspective. I think that kind of really is the kind of sense we need when it comes to this big internet judging society that we live in. And everybody thinks they happen to be a legal expert because they read a bumper sticker somewhere or they saw a post, and next thing you know, they're like, oh, yeah, he did that. That's why I'm blah, 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 blah. And you're like, wait, you saw that on a post. Do you understand the whole legality aspect of that? I mean, there's just so much,
Oh, yeah.
So here we go.
We're playing checkers.
Check it out.
Implies that there's something we don't know about his controversy. And maybe he's right. I found out new information that gives us a little more insight on the reason for Dr. Disrespect's ban from Twitch and how bad it might have really been. I haven't seen anyone else say this or report on it at all, and I don't want to keep reporting on this. But maybe I wouldn't have to if the people who are supposed to be reporting on this would do their jobs fully. If you've been following my videos about the recent controversy around Dr. Disrespect's ban, you already know that I feel like two major elephants in the room are not being addressed. And they're two pieces of major circumstantial evidence that contradict the picture that the ex-Twitch employees have been painting this whole time. One of the elephants is that Twitch paid the doc out in full, which...
There you go. See, he quoted what Twitch paid him. This is the first elephant in the room when it comes to this whole thing. All this was probed and settled. Nothing was final or nothing was found. No wrongdoing was found, and I was paid. He put this out there, and this was years ago. Mind you, he put this out there, but this was 2 years after the fact that he's been off Twitch for after, like, he settled with them. All right. Now, this is, mind you, it's just an elephant in the room. That's all it is. We don't know the details of this. You know, I'm not a lawyer. Neither is Will. We're just here to kind of put it out there for you guys. But from a very
still makes no sense to me if what he did was actually true,
that
because it's pretty horrific.
It didn't hit a threshold.
But my new info.
What's up, dude?
I said that just means it didn't hit a threshold, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
It didn't hit
so like
a contractual threshold. Well, right, they had the messages, and if you take the doctor at his word, right, he even admits, hey, like, it was kind of flirtatious type kind of discussions with people that I shouldn't have been having those discussions with. And I recognize it, and but it never crossed the line. So it never crossed that line of like, hey, let me see some skin, or what I mean? Like it never got to that point.
It never
did.
Did.
Or he shut it down as it was going to that point. We don't know because we don't have the fucking messages. So
be transparent.
Yeah, right. Like, hey, everybody, put them receipts out. Let's get them receipts going.
All right, let's see what he does here.
Info has to do with the second piece of circumstantial evidence. And if you remember from my legal analysis in the past videos, circumstantial evidence can be way more valuable than direct evidence. So what I learned recently is 3 things about the NCMEC. 2 of them are new, but the first one is...
So NCMNC, all right, the NCMEC, all right, is the organization that Twitch handed everything supposedly over to, all right? And that stands for National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, all right? Now, mind you, they are a separate organization, and basically they take their findings and they hand it over to law enforcement. So they cooperate with law enforcement based off what they find. So they're the ones who kind of do that internal investigation. They'll dig through text messages or private messaging or DMs of that nature, and they're going to look into it. And based off their findings, they basically put down a big report and they send it to law enforcement. And then law enforcement can either say, oh, this is something that we can take, and this is, something we can investigate on and open an investigation on and prosecute, or there's no probable cause here. This is not worth our time. Like, there's nothing here, Yeah,
and this tells me again, right? They didn't go straight to law enforcement.
No,
so even they had questions on, is this really bad? We don't know. So let's send it to these other folks that are not associated with law. I mean, they're affiliated with law enforcement, but they're not law enforcement. So that kind of screams something as well.
Yeah, it does.
Is a correction, really. Okay, more like 2 corrections, really, but one of them is really small. Still, accuracy is important when you're dealing with this kind of allegation, and I care about giving you guys is that I've been pronouncing the acronym for the NCMEC in their business. They just call it NICMIC. The other correction I want to clarify is something I learned from you guys, the viewers. I made a video where I sliced chats to the NCMEC, to NICMIC. I said he never reported that, and I was right, kinda. I had some comments on that video correcting me that he did report it in Rolling Stone, and I didn't see it. Between the time Slasher streamed those statements to Destiny, I had time to watch the stream, read his report in Rolling Stone.
So apparently Slasher was the former Twitch employee, and he leaked his report to basically Rolling Stone. All right. Rolling Stone journalists took that and basically put it out there. And that's basically what created the whole debacle. All right.
Search the internet, write my script, record and edit the video. And during all that time, there was no reporting of Twitch sending chats to NICMIC at all. Only after I posted my video did I see that Rolling Stone had posted an amendment, a correction, an edit at 10:50 p.m., adding in that info. But if you look at when I downloaded the article, I'm showing it right here, you could see it was before they even changed it. Either way, correction made. Okay, now here are the two juicy things that I learned. Being that I'm an attorney, right? I mean, you see the graphic, I made that myself, it has to be true. I have some attorney friends, and one of them is a woman who prosecutes child exploitation cases and actually works with NCMEC. Well, what do you know? I figured I'd just reach out and ask her to help us clarify the question, specifically, how far did the investigation of the doc likely go? Would NCMEC ever be in a situation where they would not report something like this to law enforcement? This is important because the direct evidence is that Doc was reported to NCMEC by Twitch, and on the other end, the circumstantial evidence is that no one charged him with the several crimes he allegedly committed, assuming that the picture being painted by the ex-Twitch employees is true. Remember that whole explanation from my latest video about him not being charged and why that's important? Well, we caught a lot of people off guard with that one, but my previous understanding was wrong. I thought that NCMEC would review the information and decide whether or not they should send it to police. I said this. We also don't know how far the investigation went after it went to the NCMEC. It could have gone to the cops, and it could have gone all the way to the DA. But if the DA didn't file it, we would have no information about how far it had gone. My prosecutor friend corrected this. No, you were wrong, Legend. NCMEC would absolutely report this to the police agency that would investigate this crime in that jurisdiction. She also confirmed that Twitch would have had to report Doc's chats to NCMEC. Kind of crazy how Slasher never mentioned any of this, that NCMEC definitely had to turn over the chats to the police. Omitting that created so much wonder, even in my mind, if maybe someone...
So basically, in order for NCMEC to process an investigation, Twitch would have to release all the chats, messages, you know?
Yeah.
And it would be NCMEC's job to go through those and define whether there's probable cause or if there's not. And then they would then process that report and send it over to the DA, you know, which is what he's saying here. And if the DA doesn't file it or the DA doesn't see anything worthy prosecuting or it's not going to go nowhere, then law enforcement and DA are just, they're not going to waste their time on that.
Correct.
At this nonprofit NCMEC dropped the ball, and that's why Doc was never charged. Okay, Legend, you're going on again about Slasher when you're doing the same thing. You're not even naming your source. You're right.
So basically, he's never been charged, you know, and that's basically what he's covering here in this video. You guys are more welcome to check out the rest of the video. You know, he goes into a lot more details, but I'm just giving you the bottom line up front, you know, in this. I don't know, Will, you tell me, what do you think, man?
I mean, we're still at a, you know, 20-30% idea of what actually happened, and you can't make a decision based off of it, right? The receipts need to come out, and people need to decide. I think, you know, it's kind of clear, you know, it probably didn't cross enough of a red line for them to not pay him, or they just didn't want the bad publicity, which then, I mean, Twitch is, you know, just as bad at fault. It sounds like it sounds like they went the right direction, but if they thought it was that problematic to where they, hey, like, time out, let's get somebody independent to take a look at this, and it didn't meet threshold.
Yeah,
it obviously was still enough for them to go, hey, even though you're the top guy, you're one of the top revenue generators for this organization and this company, we don't want to be associated with you. That also says something.
So I'm just curious why they haven't released their own public statement on this, you know, as far as like, because like you just said, I think that would be the best play for them at this. Let them wash their hands of it.
1,000%. No,
and just be like, hey, dude, we did our part. We handed it over. We got rid of the guy. And we did our part, and we're continuing. We're not looking back. We're not dwelling on this. We cut our ties, and there it is. You know,
I can guarantee you it probably has something to do with the exit of Dr. Disrespect, right? The payout. Hey, everybody's going to shut the fuck up, right? We're all going to sign NDAs. We're all going to say, hey, we're not going to talk about this. And so I would wager if Twitch comes out and did that, right? the doctor can turn around and sue the dog shit out of him for breach of contract, right? There's probably a contract in there saying, hey, we're all just gonna boop, right? Because it didn't come out until somebody else, right? A former, probably disgruntled employee of Twitch came out and then leaked shit to the Rolling Stone, right?
Yeah.
So
Which
that also,
when he violate his NDA, I mean, couldn't
he,
Twitch.
if he specifically signed one,
But then you got that whistleblower.
Well,
protection.
no, it just doesn't necessarily mean he was involved in an NDA, either with Twitch or with Dr. Disrespect. Is probably, you know, a very high level in between the company type kind of thing. This guy probably had some knowledge, right? He leaks it. What are his intentions? Is he trying to get famous? Is he, right? Like, what's this dude's story too? So there's a bunch of different things at play here. It obviously didn't meet legal threshold. That doesn't mean that it was okay. It doesn't mean that it's not real bad. We don't know. Nobody fucking knows.
Yeah.
So drop them receipts and people can make their own informed decision. But
Yeah.
until then, like, this is just, it's spin. Spin, right? Obviously, right, when you're that big and you start doing things, right, to you know, kind of keep your audience that you had Dr. Disrespect got a gigantic audience, right? So every time he makes a little move, he changes his Twitter from the chessboard to the fishing thing with the little scroll, and right, he does all those things. People are just gonna if you're in that world, because they want to know what it means. People want to know what it means and where it's gonna, how it's gonna play out, what happened. Nobody knows, so a bunch of people are interested. Everybody talking about it.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. That's basically what's going on. You know, I mean, hell, it's got us talking about it. Let's go. Yep. It just tells you, man, there's just so much chaos in this world, you know? Yeah. There's just so much going on, you know?
For sure.
But, well, I mean, hey, let's hope. Hopefully we'll find out soon enough, team. I mean, the receipts, honestly, I'd encourage you guys to, like, hey, steadfast, wait till the receipts come out, you know? There's obviously a play here, and I would just be like, hey, this isn't something to lose sleep over, guys, so don't lose sleep over this. I know we aren't, you know, but it's fun to come over here and talk about it. Hey, at the same time, though, I mean, Dr. Disrespect, hey, my message, dude, I just hope you learn and just live your life, dude. Take care of your family, focus on you and your family, and just learn from this, man. If you get out of this, learn, dude. Do not repeat. Go see your therapist. Okay, they help. Trust me.
Don't flirt with kids. How about that?
And stop talking to kids.
Don't talk to kids. Just
if
they're not your kids, don't fucking talk to them.
Exactly.
Okay? Don't even look at them.
All right, Will, I appreciate you, man. Team, I appreciate you guys coming in here. Thank you so much. Hey, feel free, like I said, comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on the whole Dr. Disrespect thing. I'm curious to know what you guys know and give me something to learn and understand for, and we can have a conversation about it. You know, also to comment on, hey, if you think these shades are going to be a thing, let us know. Let us know, please. I want to know. You know, I think it's kind of cool. You know,
Nope.
I feel like I'm hiding back here. You know.
Nope.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks for clicking. Thanks for being present. There's power in presence, guys. I always tell you. I appreciate that. And feel free, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Be part of the chaos team as we continue to find comfort in our chaos every day in every way. All right, team. Until next time, I'll see you on the next one. Will, you got any last words for the team?
Yeah, the just so everybody knows, right? The opposite of assassin is dick out.
Thank you for that, Will. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Out.